Today we are going to talk to Kenyan's first female pararower, Asiya Mohammed, who participated at the Paralympics in Tokyo 2021. She takes us through her life, sports, and how she overcame a crippling life of losing her parents at a tender age. Her story is an embodiment of grace and determination to achieve excellence in life.
Thank you so much for your time. So I think we'll just kick off the interview by asking, who is Asiya Mohammed?
Asiya Mohammed is the first Kenyan female rower to participate in either Olympics or Paralympics, a brand ambassador StepWise, a council member at Kenya Academy of Sports, and an athlete at general.
Tell us a story about your journey. What happened exactly that led you to become a double amputee? Maybe from there and all the way to your journey to become the first Kenyan female Paralympic to compete in global standards.
In 1994, it's where I got my train accident in Ganjoni, Mombasa. And I lost both of my legs.
How old were you then?
2 years. And 3 of my fingers. That's how I became a double amputee.
So how did you overcome that tragedy from such a young age to be the Asiya that we know today?
It's all about self-love, self-care, and above all, it's the love that I get from the environment that I was in. You know, I was surrounded by people who were so loving and caring, and they kind of gave me that motivation of wanting to go on. It's like I can do this, such kind of motivation.
So the fact that as a 2 years old, you went through the accident, the train accident, at the same time, that was the same day that your dad also passed away. Because do you mind talking about that?
During the accident, it was those time when my father comes from work, so he happens to see all of it. So it was kind of a horror to him. He just collapsed, and the ambulance that took me to the hospital also took him, and it was said that he had a stroke. He had a stroke. I think it was so terrifying, maybe disbelief of everything. And he died. He died while I was still in the hospital. And after some years, my mother also died. So my auntie, a sister to my mother, became my guardian. And she later, after some years, died. Her daughter became my official guardian. Her daughter. So my auntie, before she died, she was like a mother, a friend, someone who can talk to anytime and anyhow. And she was just there. She was full of love. She gave me everything that I wanted. I almost became a spoiled brat. But it's just love, care from her. And then when she died, her daughter gave me exact of what her mother used to give me. So let's say a roller coaster of
love. Your cousin assumes a guardianship, and you already have an interest for sports, or that was before?
So interest of sports started when I was in primary school. That was way before my cousin took guardianship of me. My auntie was very supportive in terms of sports. So she was like, they say you can play that? I say yes. And have you actually played? Yes. Go on, continue. I will support you. And she was just that. So when she died, even my guardian, my cousin was
Yeah.
like, ile unafanya endelea tu,
because you're already so good at
yeah,
it.
yeah. She was like, so that was in primary, and in secondary they were like, endelea, that's you're doing great. Endelea.
So meaning you are already performing very well. Where you are very competitive. You used to be number 1, top 5. Tell me about that.
In primary, they will engage everyone to various sports. They were like, you can't play one sport. You just have to participate in all sports. When I went to secondary at Thika,
Okay,
they
that's
were-
Joytown.
Joytown, yeah, Joytown. They were like, oh, yeah, even here we've got sports. You can play any sports. So I continued doing sports, and it is during that time when I was in high school that we had a opportunity to participate in Stanchart Marathon.
Nice.
Yeah, I was in Form 2 by then, and my first marathon I was position 10 there.
Nice.
Yeah. So my second marathon I became position 1, third one. All the marathons have been going and become 1. I've never missed in the podium bracket.
The only time I become top what in a marathon is maybe because there's something chasing me. Yeah, Nione Simba, maybe I'll become number 1.
Yeah, so in terms of Stanchart Marathon, I've got like 5 gold, 2 silvers, and 1 bronze. Yeah.
Nice. So what happened between Joytown to, because a lot must have happened before you started going now to Portugal. You're going for Olympics, and just tell me about that.
From Stanchart, I joined wheelchair tennis
Okay.
in 2017, professionally wheelchair tennis in 2017. And
What made you? Why tennis?
so there was a time that period before 2017, I was teaching in this fancy school where it pays me well, and I kind of,
Are you talking about Shanzu?
chance was where
You trained for,
yeah,
okay.
I trained as a teacher, and I was so big in terms of body mass.
Yeah.
I was 70 kgs.
Okay.
After my teaching contract, which was only 1 year, I decided to be a fully sport woman.
Okay.
That's when I joined tennis now.
Okay.
And then in 2017, I became a professional tennis player. That was the time where I started going outside the country, playing internationally. And in 2019, I got a call like, can you come at Chuda Water Sport and see if this game fits you? It's a cool one, it's water and boards. I was like, yeah, why not? So I went to Chuda Water Sport. That is in 2018 December, and I tried the rowing thing, and I actually capsized on my first day, and people were like, "Oh, you are rowing, she won't come back," because I was terrified. But then I was like, I can do this. It's not that big thing, you know. The next day I returned back and they're like, "Oh, we're Rudy." So I yes. I told them I want to learn how to swim and row. They're like, "We are here. We will teach you that." So in 2019, I went for my first international rowing competition in Italy, Gavirate in Milan, and I was second last. But you know what? I fell in love with the game.
Yeah.
You know, while I was there on my first hit, I was last. So while I was the first hit, that's when I realized I can do this came, I can actually do this.
So you were still encouraged even when you were second last. You saw the possibilities.
I saw the possibility, and the game itself was so peaceful. You know, I was just like I was alone, completely alone on the boat or on the waters, with me and the boat alone, and I could feel everything. I was like I could able to count all my hairs.
Wow.
I was just there rowing, and I'm like, oh, this is it. I'm alone. Second last. Oh my. Oh, I can do this.
Yeah.
That's when I decided, hiki tunaweza.
Yeah.
So while in Gavrati, we were told that there will be qualifiers for the Olympics in Tunisia. So I went and tried, and I qualified.
Nice, okay.
Yeah, I became number 1. And I was like, this is...
From second last to number 1 now.
To number 1, I was like, this is good. So I qualified for the Tokyo Games, and people were like, did you know just what you did or you didn't? I was like, yeah, I'm number 1 now. I've got to go. They're like, no, you are actually the first Kenyan female. Dude, it's a big thing. I was like, yeah, am I? That's
hadn't
when,
hit you.
Yeah, that's when reality.
Oh, you that time you didn't know you're the first.
I didn't know.
Kenyan female.
Yeah.
So it means that actually Kenyan male who've qualified for Paralympic.
There is.
Okay. All right.
Kenyan male. So I was like, this is good.
Yeah.
And people were like, yeah, it's a big thing. You will live to remember.
Yeah.
Like, thank you. I at first I didn't see how massive this thing it is. But as the days of accepting the reality of being a qualified athlete, it was nice. Yeah.
Nice. This is Tunisia. Okay.
Yeah.
So you've already qualified. Now you're going for Olympics.
Yeah.
Okay. Tell me about that.
So we went to the Olympics, to the Paralympics in 2020 in August, and it was amazing. It was amazing and very fascinating. Everything about them, about the whole thing, being my first to participate in the Paralympics, to me it was like an adventure. At the same time in a adventure in a competitive mode. Tokyo Village itself, it's like let's say you can call it a museum. It's fascinating. Very disability friendly. And it's so fascinating because they kind of accommodate all types of disability, from blind to physical to hearing to every kind of. So it was so nice. I think it was an eye-opener. An experience to remember. And I was also second last in
Tokyo.
It kind of gave me that morale to do more. Because you could see all my competitors were way above my age.
What are those things we can improve, maybe as a country, to support, especially within sports? Because that's what you're also representing right now. There are those things that we can improve from an infrastructure thing, from training facilities. And I'm not asking you to be a whiner, but just talk about them because we need to know.
It's not being a whiner, it's about facts. It's a fact. We've got less facilities, less equipment, less trained personnel. We are so much behind. We are so much behind with the reality. And Kenya, I think, should focus on training their own people, capitalizing what we have. Because I will give you an example of this rowing sport. You see, in Kenya, we've got high altitudes in Masinga, in Nyandarua, and there are no facilities. They're just high altitude. Hippos on rivers, that just like that. And you find so many rowers, Kenyan rowers, go from Kenya to outside countries to look for the high altitudes, to look for coaches, facilities. That's what we lack.
Yeah.
But if Kenya, we could develop our own things. We train our own coaches. We invite people to train our own people.
Yeah.
So we can have trained personnel. We don't have to look for coaches. We don't have to look for facilities
From outside.
We could have them here. We are so blessed. We've got natural everything.
Yeah.
Yeah, everything we've got, but it's just we are way behind.
In terms of,
Yeah, way behind.
So that's what now you're learning. Now you're in Tokyo and you're saying, hey, I need to go back home, take some of these lessons back and up my game.
Quite.
So after Tokyo, what happens next?
I realized that Tokyo was just eye-opener or an example of what I should be doing in Paris 2024. Because being my first time in Tokyo, I felt like I can do this. It's just I lack the actual things, the rowing, the boat, the machines, the train personnel, all that stuff. But I didn't see, you can see someone do certain thing and be like, wow, that is serious. But I didn't. I was like, I can do this. I'm not that far. I can.
So now you're learning from your competitors and taking them more as peers that you can learn from.
Yeah.
Okay.
They were the reality that I needed to see.
But now you are mixing it up because you're also playing tennis on an international level. You are still our first Kenyan female para rower. And then you came back home, and the next thing, I was just in the office, and there were all these announcements. Oh, Asiya top 40 under 40. Asiya has been you're also given a role within government. Tell me about that.
When I came back, my mind was on the right path. I had already finished with the Tokyo stuff, and I was like, I should keep on my rankings in tennis. So we returned in September, and in October I was on a tennis tour to France, keeping my rankings up. In tennis, the more you play, the more the ranks are going up. So I kept on training, and when I returned from France, that's when I was told that I'm among the 40s under 40. I was like, wow, this is cool.
Last year.
That was last year. This is cool. And then this year, I was like, got a call, and I was so like, hey, have you seen the Gazette? CS has appointed you. It's like, are you sure it's
that's
me?
not the other Asiya?
It's
me.
It's you.
Yeah.
It is you. I was like, wow, this is cool.
Yeah.
This is cool, yeah.